Hello people, welcome to my YouTube channel. We were changing an alternator on a 2005 Saturn Vue. 2.2 liter 4-cylinder engine, 5-speed manual transmission. Show you what I had to do today. I couldn't show you the old alternator because I had to take out of work and it broke down last night. As you can tell, there's a new alternator right there. It's a CarMax one. $206, $30 core charge. At discount advance, AutoZone was $208 with a $30 core charge. All they carry was refurbished. Story was, what happened is that I had a battery from Walmart, which was a Valcraft. I bought it brand new a month ago, and the battery died in 2 weeks. Well, come to find out, I thought the battery or the alternator was playing games with me. So I got a replacement battery. And next thing you know, as of yesterday, I went to go put gas in my car. And, let me say, my battery light came on. So I took it to Walmart, which they don't know shit. So I took it there because they put the battery in. Well, I did, but it came from them, so I had them check it. Well, they did a full diagnostics, stating that it was a good battery, but they said the alternator was charging, but didn't say if it's good or bad. So as soon as I left there, all my dashboard lights came on, lighting up like a damn Christmas tree. That included my seatbelt light, my brake light, oil light, engine light, RPMs were going haywire, my AC quit working, instead of my daytime lights and everything. My windows wouldn't roll down. I couldn't unlock or lock my car until I shut it off. It has that safety feature where it won't let you unlock the doors while in motion unless you turn the vehicle off, then the doors automatically unlock. But luckily, I was able to do that. AutoZone, I drove to AutoZone before I came home. Luckily, it made it there. They did a test on the alternator and the battery. They said the battery was very good, but the alternator was shot. It had 9.7 volts, so technically, it was just running basically battery power. They told me to turn it off, and I thought it was good to keep it running and not turn it off because I was getting ready to leave, so they told me to turn it off. When I did, it didn't want to crank back up. So I got it to crank, luckily, drove it home. Then all of a sudden, it was like it was going to shut off on me, so luckily I have a manual, so I had to rip up the engine a little bit to get it to stay running. I couldn't even see my lights on my speedometer or anything. So, this morning, I went to discount advance, got the alternator, pulled the old one out. As you can tell, I'll show you, just to give you all an example. There's 3 bolts that holds this thing in. You got, oh, it's hot though. There's 1 bolt there. You got 1 bolt directly underneath, and you got 1 bolt, let me see if I can show you, right there. Where the motor is on the alternator, where the black part is. The easy way to get to this, what I did, I took all this off and pulled it out. I just loosened this. I just taking this off. I didn't unplug. I just taken it off and did my PVC valve hose. But as you know, you got to disconnect your battery first. I did all that, my positive and my negative, and I didn't have to use the tension pulley to be able to pull the belt off, because the belt was very tight. So when I unbolted the bolt, I leaned it down, like downwards, cockeyed, and made it where the belt came off, where the other part of the belt didn't come off the bottom pull. This because I didn't feel like going through that pain in the ass job, and plus I didn't have my ramps with me by the time my vehicle died, so there's no way I was going to be able to put it on those. And my jack is too small. My semi jack's at my pop's house, so I don't have that with me. So when I put the new one on, I put it in the same way I basically taken it out, but the bottom bolt was a pain in the ass. I had to put that in first, and be able to take all my manpower, be able to pull up on it with the belt still connected on the main pulley for the alternator. Then put the 2 bolts in at one time. Be sure it's lined up correctly. Then you just bolting them up one at a time. Don't tighten one of them up, then tighten the others, because it might just lean on you. It may not match up. But it took me only 10 minutes to take it off, and another 25 minutes to put it on because the bottom bolt gave me an issue. Well, as you know, is the idling pulley, it doesn't really match up that well. So, once I got it installed, I went ahead and just act like I was going to crank it, just to see if I can get the belt to line up a little bit onto that idle pulley, and it sure as hell did. Did it twice. Then I cranked it up, and it runs fine. And I haven't had any issues. But the other alternator had a GM label on it, so I'm assuming it might have been the original one, but I cannot say that because whoever had it last could have went to GM and bought one. But the vehicle has over 264,000 miles, and it was just shot. This is a refurbished one. And oh yeah, just because I forgot to tell y'all, don't forget to unplug the ground with the little nut on the side, and don't forget to unplug the power cable from the alternator when you also remove it. I also use sensor cleaner to clean off the sensor plugs on everything that is disconnected, so you be sure it's dirty of debris and everything, including from the old alternator. I think it's best to take it up there to be sure it's going to match. Your holes are going to match up, because I've had a discount give me parts. I went to a V6, not a 4-cylinder, and the bolts were completely on the opposite side. Had that problem when I replaced my starter about 3 months ago. If you have any questions or have any issues with your alternator, you can hit me up on some comments, and I will try to reply to you in 24 hours with the situation. They are very easy to install in these vehicles. There's no need to jack it up or use a belt tensioner unless you got the manpower to do it yourself. I had to, because I had to be at work on Friday. Well, actually today, but couldn't make it in time. And that's all I have to say about that. But my battery was completely dead, so I had to charge it. I had to use that Toyota RAV over there. I have no title for it, but it is for sale. $4,500. It's basically used for parts, but it runs. And I charge it up. And as you notice, the reason why I'm using these terminals here, because I have a stereo system in my car. So don't judge. But I let the vehicle run for at least 20 minutes to be sure the belt was going to stay on, make sure no overheating, make sure nothing's going to go wrong. But I test drove it like 30 minutes today. It runs terrific. So hopefully it'll last me, hopefully 10 years. I take really good care of my stuff. So hit me up if you got any questions. You can also find me on Twitter, Facebook as well. I'll be forwarding to your comments, and subscribe to my videos today. Goodbye.